Welcome to Football Friday Night, Episode 1. I'm Adam Solomon, and if Thursday's games are any indication, we are in for a perfect Week 1. Dwayne Scott will join us later, but right now, I'm with this guy. It needs no introduction, the Tony Quach.
Thank you, Solo Man. What's up, homies? It's Tony. All three of our games last night were decided by 3 points or less. You can't ask for a better start. And tonight, our spotlight game is another big one down in Piqua.
Tonight's Football Friday Night Spotlight game is brought to you by Citizens National Bank.
Lima seniors coming off a historic season in the stat book. They also had 9 wins for the second year in a row, and we were at Piqua Alexander Football Stadium. An offensive struggle for both sides in this one, but coming later in the first quarter, the game scoreless. Shashad Greer applies the hit to Kayla Law, and that's the pick. And Spartans football as we move ahead now to the second quarter. Still zeros on the board. Lima Senior will convert here on 3rd and 5 with Janias Hall finding some space to set the Spartans up inside the red zone. Ensuing moments, though, Hall floats one from inside the 20, triple coverage, intercepted by Piqua's Keaton Bolden, who would return it from his own end zone here back out to about the 15. The story of the night, though, ultimately the Spartan defense. They only allowed us 7 points on the entire night as Lima Senior was able to pull away in an ugly win. 12-7 is your final score.
Now we head over to Bath. It's Logan County versus Allen County. The Wildcats kick off their season against the Indian Lake Lakers. The Lakers were Division 5 regional finalists from last season. Second half, Bath is up 21-7. Zach Welsh finds Mikey Hale, and it's off to the races. Can he go all the way? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, he can. An 80-yard rush gives the Wildcats a 19-point lead. And the Cats get the ball right back. Welsh finds Josiah Clark, and the junior breaks away from one tackle. And another. And another. 43 yards later, Bath now leads 34-7. And right after that, Welsh takes it himself on the QB keeper. The 2-point conversion is good. Home team now leads 36-7. Indian Lake continues to fight. Brady Galladay fires one to the end zone. It's Brody Reisinger who hauls it in. The Lakers pull within 22. But this one is all Bath. Welsh drops back. He finds Clark for 6. The Wildcats open the season with a 50-21 win over the Lakers.
All right, let's go over to Elida. Toledo Rogers comes to Kraft Stadium. Now, Elida, you may remember, won this matchup 40-0 a year ago. Bulldogs, though, are hoping for a good start to this 2025 season. First quarter, Elida has driven down the field. Cameron Kaufman sweeps to the outside, walks it in from 4 yards away. It's 7-0. Same score now to start the second quarter. Elida's in Rogers territory, pitching to the outside. Kaufman uses his blockers and some nice footwork to find Pater from 28 yards away. A 2-point conversion, 15-0. Later in the second, Rogers trying to get back in the game, but it's Noah Jospol. Right place, right time with the INT, and Elida would capitalize. Jonas Snyder, the sophomore pitch and catch. Roster says Darian Jones. Scoreboard says 23-0, and it would finish with a 38. Elida starts the season with a fairly convincing shutout win. All right, let's go to the scoreboards, and remember, even more scores at the bottom of the screen. Scrolling by, St. Henry's a 31-7 winner over Salina. First time we've seen that matchup. Meanwhile, St. Mary's hit the road at Galleon. All Tigers in this one, 35-6 is your final. Van Wert takes care of Bryan by a 42-7 final. No surprise there. Cougars haven't lost to Bryan since 2016. Kenton starts their year at 0-1, a 40-21 loss against Eastwood. All right, coming up after the break, we're along I-75. Games at Anna, Lehman Catholic, and Wapak. Highlights straight ahead on Football Friday Night.
I'm Dakota Mathias. You're watching Football Friday Night.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night. He's Tony Quach. I'm Adam Solomon, and we are headed up and down I-75.
We're starting at the home of the Anna Rockets.
Yeah, they're hosting the Spencerville Bearcats. Rockets won 10 games a year ago before falling to Coldwater in the regional finals, and it was a whole lot of Anna in this game. Zeb Plyman off and running here to start us off. He's over there towards the sidelines. He'll score as Anna is already pulling away in this game. Touchdowns early and often against Spencerville. Later, it's Wyatt Howe cutting to the outside, this time towards us. He would shed off a would-be tackler, fighting his way into the end zone. Anna has no problem with Spencerville today. 55-0 is your final.
Number 25. Let's keep it rolling here with the 7th edition of the Catholic Bowl rivalry between St. John's and Lehman Catholic. In the last 10 years, these two have met just twice, with St. John's winning both those games in 2017 and last season's opener, 54-27. And spoiler, defense was optional. 28-14, Lehman Catholic up in the third quarter. They'll add more right here. Turner Lachey finding Evan O'Leary for 6. Got a little cramp there, but I promise he was all good, y'all. 36-20 Cavs after a 2-point conversion. But the Blue Jays will come marching back down the field. Drake Fitro find the hole and leaping in for a touchdown to keep St. John's close. 36-28 now, and they went for 2 as well. But a little controversial right here. Lachey finding Carson Steeman. He makes the grab, but he loses the ball. Further review, they give the touchdown to Lehman Catholic. Yeah, I'll let you guys decide there. As Lehman Catholic goes on to win this one, 56-35, their first win over DSJ since 1971.
Over in Wapakoneta, the Redskins are coming off a 12-1 season last year. Tonight, they take on the Clay Eagles out of Toledo. In the first quarter, Wapak led 7-0. It was a frustrating first half for both teams. The Redskins were unable to get much going on offense. The Eagles also had trouble moving the ball around. Minutes before halftime, the Eagles came close to scoring. They made it to the Redskins' 2-yard line, but a bad snap results in a loose ball. Wapak would recover, and they dodged a bullet. The second half was a different story. Wapak outscored Clay 21-7. They went on to win 28-7 and extended their regular season winning streak to 19 games.
Let's go back to the scoreboard, shall we? The Findlay Trojans fall in their season opener against Pine Richland out of Pennsylvania, 38-7. Allen East edges out Newark Catholic, 29-26, your final there. And well, yeah, the Marion local Flyers lost a lot of seniors, but not stopping them from dropping a 56-0 drubbing of South Adams, Indiana. That's 65 straight wins for Tim Goodwin's reigning four-peat state champions. And Coldwater in a thriller against Valley View, 49-48. They pull it out in overtime. All right, coming up after the break, Northern Lakes League, NWC, NWCC, Central Buckeye, non-conference games everywhere you look.
You're watching Football Friday Night!
Welcome back to Football Friday Night for the final time. Let's go to Liberty Benton as they enter their final year in the Blanchard Valley Conference before leaving for the Northern Lakes League. To Liberty Benton we go. Eagles playing host to the Ottawa Glandorf Titans. LB won this matchup a year ago. 34-6 was the final in this one. So we'll take this one to the third. OG looking to put some points on the board. Carson Yeager, though, fumbles the snap, recovers nicely, completes the quick slant route here to senior Nolan Horseman, but they fail to convert on the drive, so no points. Now Eagles with the ball. The handoff going to Zach Elkert. Now watch him. He'll get stuffed at the line, but eventually bounces it outside. But he's still got nowhere to go. Gage Bellman out there waiting for him to take him down. And then on the next drive, Connor Barbara dropping back as we build the drama, throws it up the middle to Seth Elkert, who reels it in with one hand. Play the week contender right there, fighting off defenders. That's a touchdown. Liberty Benton goes up 35-0. Now OG with a little fight left in him. Trevor Rump, the run outside. Finds some green, 20 yards on the carry, but Liberty Benton just too much throughout. 35-0, a shutout win, a second straight win over the Titans to open their season.
Hardin County foes meet once again. USV takes on Ada at War Memorial Stadium. The Rams have won 11 straight games against the Bulldogs since 2006. First quarter, Ada looks to get some momentum going, but Bo Sanders says not on my watch. The Bulldogs would turn the ball over on downs. And now the Rams march down the field in the second quarter. Sanders takes the handoff, and the junior finds the end zone. USV leads 6-0 after the missed PAT. But the Bulldogs push forward. Blake Zolatz takes charge. He moves the chains for the first down and more. And later in the drive, Zolat hits Gavin Oldfield, and the senior will go in untouched. The Bulldogs now lead 7-6. Ada continues to put the pressure on USV. They would score 21 unanswered in the second half to win 28-6.
All right, Bluffton hosting Benjamin Logan for the third year in a row. And how about this? In those two previous meetings, the Pirates have outscored the Raiders 92-10. But this time it's going to be Ben Logan striking first. Wyatt Predmore drops back and slings one deep. Caden Brown will be on the receiving end. The 30-yard touchdown pass, Raiders up 7-0. Now it's the Pirates' turn. Tate Geese-Gee. He botches the snap, but recovers. Well, to find Blaine Hill on the sideline for 7. And just like that, we got a tie ball game. On the ensuing kickoff, Carter Buck will field it cleanly, goes to his right, slips out of reach of a couple defenders, trucks his way to the good side of the 50-yard line, and lets the Pirates nose it afterwards. Now in scoring position, the handoff. It goes to Alex Hassel. He will end up finding a hole and makes it to the promised land. That'll put the Raiders back up 14-7. Final score in this one, Bluffton 33, Ben Logan 30.
Back to the scoreboard, Crestview, and maybe the high score of the night, I think, a 62-41 win over Parkway in a shootout. Braxton Leith in this game had 408 yards, 7 touchdowns, both apparently school records. Arlington beat Hardin Northern for the third straight meeting, 41-0. Bell Fountain, a big 55-21 winner over Sydney in their first game post the Tavien St. Clair era. Minster's a winner over Fort Laramie, 22-15. Wildcats now prepare for Afrocentric Early College next Friday. All right, if you missed it, some Thursday night action. Indians welcome in the Lima Central Catholic Thunderbirds. We're at Shawnee, the debut for new head coach Colin Stolley. Shawnee took this matchup last year 33-19. First quarter, just a couple of minutes in, Shawnee's J.J. Spiker takes the snap, hits Reese Davidson on the screen. Davidson stiff arm, gets a block, gone 60 yards down the sideline. Shawnee, just like that, 7-0. They have the lead. LCC responds, though, in the first. Driving the length of the field, Brady Parker keeps it himself and punches it in from 3 yards away. We're knotted up at 7. Second quarter, back comes Shawnee. Spiker drops back, a missile to Chase DePalma, 28 yards, a touchdown. A missed extra point has the lead at 13-7. Thunderbirds respond, though, still in the second. Parker waits and finds Michael Quatman, who cuts, reads his blockers, breaks the tackle, and they are not going to catch him. 57 yards. 14-13, LCC has the lead. 3 minutes until halftime now. Shawnee threatening again. Spiker calls his own number, fights his way to pay dirt. Another missed extra point, though. Shawnee's only up 19-14. Keep that in mind. Then in the fourth, same score, 8.5 minutes to play. LCC says, hey, let's do it again. Parker to Quatman on what has to be the exact same play from earlier with the exact same result. Thunderbirds did get a 2-point conversion this time around, though. They lead 22-19. Last chance for Shawnee, 2 minutes to play, 4th and 6 on LCC's 7. Incomplete. Now, Spiker was out what looked like a leg cramp the last few plays. Lima Central Catholic, your winner. Colin Stolley is a winner in his debut, 22-19.
Also last night, Columbus Grove and Pandora Gilboa met in the 100th edition of the Route 12 rivalry. The Bulldogs have won 4 of the last 5 meetings over the Rockets. In the first quarter, it's the Dogs who strike first. Landon Best runs it in from 2 yards out, and Grove gets on the board. They lead 7-0. Same score in the second quarter. This time, it's Best giving it off to Trevin Baxter. The senior finds the end zone. Bulldogs now lead 14-0. The Rockets are still looking for some offense. In the second half, Corey Gurdon fires one over to Chase Meyer. He hauls it in for a first down to keep the drive going. And moments later, it's Ben Burkholder taking the snap and taking charge. The senior punches it in from 6 yards out, and the Rockets now trail 14-7. Meanwhile, Grove responds immediately. Best hands it off to Brody McClure, and number 6 takes it in for 6 more. After the PAT, CG goes up 21-7. But PG refuses to go down quietly. Gurdon connects with Meyer over the middle. Pandora Gilboa outscore Grove 22-7 in the second half. 15 in the fourth by the Rockets. They get a huge win, 22-21.
And lastly, the River Rock rivalry was renewed last night. Last season, the Defiance and Napoleon went down to the wire, resulting in the Wildcats pulling out the 35-34 overtime win. So let's see who the trophy goes to tonight. In the first quarter, Napoleon from inside Bulldog territory on 4th and 9. Kelby Parsons stands in the pocket and finds his man Cole Sarrigan for 6. Bulldogs will block the PAT. Meanwhile, it's the first career start for Defiance sophomore quarterback Colt Ward. 4th and 9 for him, sensing the pressure here, throws up a prayer right in the hands of Anton Hagler to set the Bulldogs up on the 1. Where running back Chase Comiso will level his pass to reach the end zone to put this game up at 6 apiece. Moving ahead to the same quarter, still tied at 6. Napoleon going for it again on 4th down, but the Bulldogs are able to snuff it out. Kelton Gibbs on the fumble recovery. 6 going into halftime. Now later in the third quarter, Comiso finds pay dirt yet again for his second touchdown to break the tie. They'll go for the 2-point conversion and get it thanks to Gibbs going up the middle to put the Bulldogs up 14-6. Defiance will stop a 2-point conversion with less than a minute to play in this game as they go on to get redemption winning 2019 to reclaim the River Rock Trophy.
And that will do it for the first edition of Football Friday Night. You can catch a replay on our website, hometownstations.com, and we'll have all these games posted on our social media.